Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming 10 since 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Brady. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. But keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time. But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions. Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum. They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody gets a piece of that. He'll go for it. It's Brady. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Yards there. A big play on 4th down. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. Second and 5 now. Brady. And that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a lot more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On third down, here's Taylor. And the reinforcements coming as they're going to stop him behind the line. Brady to throw for it on fourth down. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first. Good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line. And goal. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw, it's Brady. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin from 8 yards out. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Devontae Smith now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Jackson. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, as I used to hear my old man talking about, it usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Looking back to the air on second down. It's Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. Touchdown, Vikings. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They begin this drive with Chubb. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. Finding space at the 40. Down the left sideline. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson's throw taken in by Watkins here. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They go play action now. Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Chubb is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A.J. Brown, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Bears have got it back to within a score. Elliott good with a PAT. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And all the way up just shy of midfield before going out of bounds at the 49.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. I like the way that they've started. The way that they're going about doing things right now, they've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Here's Brady. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again. We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That's out to Hill. Right side complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Bears at 12-4 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And some space here. The 20. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 149 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Here's Jackson to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
About that, and a crazy situation we just saw there. Turns out to be a great idea to take that one. Good for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Chubb on the read option. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll run with Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1. 3rd and goal, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Vikings are going to get the football here to the 20. And the defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Finding space at the 40. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. From just shy of midfield, Brady going up top for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. This one incomplete. Probably should have been nonchalant with the throw to the safety ball, but it's 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Brady going to go on 4th down. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Terry McLaurin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Succop. And the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
From the 27, Jackson, open man is Hill. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. As the clock will stop with 32 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to John Albert through.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Jackson. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Quez Watkins from 19 yards away. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Following the penalty, Chubb. He'll get this up to about the 44. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson now. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 33. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Stuck for the loss by Devin White.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 41. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Always important to get the first score of the 2nd half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And they run the option on second down. Touchdown, Chicago! Lamar Jackson, 56 yards. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson. And really don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying a crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy's simply sensational.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Brady. Eluding the pressure right. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Brady now to throw. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Play action. Now it's Brady. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brady. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. It's complete, and he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Second down, here's Chubb again. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
In motion left comes Brown. On 3rd down, Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll let Taylor try and run. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic?
Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and the Vikings pick up the football. Inside the 20. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mike Evans, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Succop for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that's caught inside the 35. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. Into the red zone, it's Brady. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Mike Evans, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Vikings extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Extra point try now for Succop. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And Jackson throwing once more. And the throw there going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. This is caught. It's Brown.
And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Jackson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. Taysom Hill from 13 yards out. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And a decisive advantage became even more decisive. They already had the win in hand, but they keep pressing the tempo, and they pile on with another touchdown reception.
Would you consider that touchdown a reward to all the tight ends on their roster for their effort today? Not just running their routes, but all the time they spent in the trenches, laying down blocks, doing the little things to help that offense succeed. And for doing all of that, they definitely want one of their tight ends to get a touchdown to really seal this blowout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to.
And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
On play action, it's Brady. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Fletcher Cox in there to bury him for a loss of 11. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Shotgun now for Brady. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Hey, Ted! 72!
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Khalil Mack in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Waste of time.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Change it. 13.
Jackson under pressure, and they got to him again. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Hey, report.
Slot man moves right. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he is going to have the Bears 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Off-tackle run here for Nick Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. This is Smith with a grab. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They'll give it to Chubb, and he is going to lose yardage here. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
They'll try again with Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was a game where they were off and running in the 1st quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right?